Oh yeah, that felt good. Oh, I was just...
Hello. You playing patty cake? Aww. Oh, goodness. I hear you. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hi everyone, hope y'all are doing great today. We just stepped out this morning for a quick walk. Happy New Year to all of you. Thanks for all the Happy New Year and all the Merry Christmas wishes that y'all sent us. It was an extra special year for us this year. Just felt good, felt really good. So this is the time of season out here. We're into January now, where it really starts to get filled up out here in Quartzsite. It was interesting, I read a comment from one of you. It was from someone from outside of America. I think it was Australia, possibly. And they said what was that they didn't know, what was the attraction that brings people out to Quartzsite, basically out in the desert. So it was interesting to hear that question come from someone that didn't have any context and didn't know, why Quartzsite. And so I got to thinking about it. I was typing an answer to them, a reply to their comment, and I said that there's, the really big RV show, which I believe, if I'm wrong, put it in the comments, but I think, the Big Tent RV show is the biggest RV show in the US. If I'm wrong, put it down and let me know. And I saw a story from the organizers of that RV show, and they said that the tent this year is bigger than last year. I think it was 40 or 60 feet longer. Goodness, there's our visitor. Hi, Laverne. Hi, sweetie. They had to extend it because they had even more vendors. They said that this year is a record number of vendors. Hi, Laverne. Hello. You're such a sweetie. Oh, my goodness. Look at this little... Hello, sweetheart. Oh, you're such a good girl. Such a good girl. Good morning. Look at these two. Tell them what's up, Laverne. What do you got? Huh? Oh.
Get it, Laverne.
So she's what kind of dog again?
Rat terrier.
Living up to her name here. She's going for it.
You get it?
Oh, yeah. She can't help it. It's instinct.
Partying. Getting in each other's face.
Oh, that's a boy. Okay, that was a very nice walk with Laverne and my friend Jeff. She's a great little dog. she's just like a miniature version of Lefty, you know, terrier, you know, muscle to size is good, so she's strong and fast. And Jeff said she just loves Lefty. Like, if we go walking by, she goes nuts inside his camper till he comes out with her. And she's always trying to beeline it over to our camp. So those two get along like peas in a pod, Lefty and Laverne. So I was saying when I was talking to that person who left the comment about why Quartzsite, you know. And so I listed off, like, there's the big tent event, there's the RTR. And the other thing that I said is kind of unique for out here is that there's so much BLM land available for camping, you know, between Yuma and Lake Havasu City. And that's what I think is kind of unique about this area, that there's so much available space to camp. You know, you can look at it like, you know, it's not the greatest place, it's a desert and all that, and I get it, you know, but it's not unlike a lot of places that we camp. It's what you make of it, you know. Sometimes you've got, you know, rivers, creeks, lakes, and that kind of beauty. And, you know, there's a different kind of, it sounds corny, right? Different kind of beauty out here. It's a rugged attraction I have to this area. I like the wide open space. I like the arid climate, and, you know, we've got mountains off in the distance, and I'm kind of looking at what my phone screen is showing, and, you know, that's pretty picturesque behind me there. I like the way this looks. I always have been attracted to large open spaces, and it's sure large and open out here. Those are, I think, from my knowledge, the main reasons why Quartzsite became so popular, you know. You can look around the area and see the remnants of so many RV parks that used to exist that are now closed up. Because, you know, back in the day, before solar power became really accessible to everyone, you know, imagine you had a lot of RVs coming down here for the winter and they needed to plug in for power. Well, that's, I think, not the case so much anymore. And come on, let's go this way. Come on, left. And a lot of them can now go out and boondock, you know, dry camp like we do, where you don't need to go and plug in. So there's a lot of old closed down RV parks. And don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of them that are open and operational, but there's a whole lot of them that are closed down and just a dusty parking lot now with some old power meter plug-ins that used to be operational. There's my boy. He's being a good dog. And we went into town yesterday and he did 2 visits to the dog park, and he had a great time romping around with some puppies. Okay, you want to go get some dinner? Now that it's January, that's when this place typically fills up. And some of you noticed, some of you made comments actually from some of my recent videos that it looked really empty around here. And it is. The area that we're in is usually more full than it is now. And the area around us, you know, up at the street level and then on the other side of the road going for a few miles, is not as full as I've seen it in years past. I talk about this every year. I kind of just like talking about it and comparing what it looks like now to what it looked like in years past. And someone commented when I did a video about this a month or 2 ago. They're like, why don't you just contact BLM and get the numbers? That's all you got to do. That's not very fun, right? I like to, you know, ride around and look and see how many rigs there are and ask all of you, if you're camped in the area out here at Quartzsite, what is it like where you are? You know, that's like science. We're doing on the ground science, and that's fun. So I'm not going to contact BLM and ask them how many registrants they've had this year. We're going to find out on our own at ground level. So I took a ride over to the other side of the road, and we'll go check it out and see what it looks like. But I'm going to tell you, it's not as many people as there used to be. Yeah, I decided to take a ride over here on the bicycle. So this area, this is what some of you have commented on, is the area that we're in right here looks pretty empty. And it is. Compared to previous years, there's usually a lot more folks that come down into the area that we're in. You can see now we're riding back up here onto the street level, and the area up above here is pretty sparsely populated right now. Typically a lot of rigs. You remember my generator story where those guys had the giant cargo trailer that was like a big subwoofer box up there with their generator in it? You know, they were parked right up top there, and you can see that there's not a lot of people around here. There's a group that's right up here to the right, you know, decent sized group, but you know, for the most part, the area is really empty. Now I'm gonna cut across the road here and we're gonna go check out the other side. Now, the other side of the road is usually a huge gathering area. It's really wide open, it's vast, it goes back from the road a pretty good distance, and that's where we see a lot of people camping. And we're gonna check it out back here because just from visually of what I can see, whenever we come in and out of our camp, it just doesn't look like there's a lot of people over here. So we're gonna go check it out. And we'll cut up in here. You can see those markers there. Different groups put their markers up at the corner of the road so that other members can come and find them easily. So now we're gonna turn and just kind of ride parallel to the road that we're camped off of. And you can see there's not a lot of people out here. Now I've been here, and I'm thinking back like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I think that was like the heyday of camping out here, because I remember like these entire areas just filled up. And all along this stretch here, you know, I've seen this area just really packed with rigs. And you can see all the space that's open up here. And it pretty much stays just like this until we get down a couple of miles. So we'll scoot on ahead and we'll go check out what's going on way down here. So if you're looking for a place to park when you come to Quartzsite, come to this area because there's a lot of room out here just waiting for you. I'm gonna cut back and go a little bit deeper away from the road. Still a lot of area open up out here. Now I'm just making tracks. I'm going down about 2 miles from where our camp was, so I'm just scooting out along here, and you know, a lot of open space out here still. This is quite close to the road, but I've seen these areas with campers in them. After we get right past here, now this is where you start to see a lot of people camped out here, and this is always traditionally a big gathering spot. So there's some organized groups that are parked out here. You can see somebody has kind of cordoned off that section of the desert, not sure why, but I come across that every year when we come out here. A group will pick an area and they will run some like warning tape across, or put some rocks out, sticks and tape, trying to block off the area for their group, which is fine. There's so much room out here that I can't imagine that there's ever a shortage of places to park. Now this is what I'm talking about when I talk about what I've seen it like in the past. I used to ride down those couple of miles that we just rode, and it would be looking kind of just like this for that whole distance, and it just is not like that. And over the last 3 years, I've noticed that there's just been a consistent drop-off in the number of people. Don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of people camped out here, but just in comparison to what it used to be like, I don't see the same number of folks out here that I used to. And there's see that blue tent up there? That's the escapees, I'm not sure which. That's an organized group that comes out here every year. I see them out here. You see that little dust devil that just went by? Little mini tornado. So So I didn't want to ride around up in these people's camps too much filming. One thing I did do over the last 8 weeks, I put the drone up in the air and just kind of scoped out the area. I wanted to just see if I could track, you know, what time of the year this place fills up. So I'm gonna put some drone shots in here now. We're gonna take a look at what this area has done as far as campers since we got out here. So here's a drone flight that I recorded on November 2nd. And so this is the exact area where I was just riding the bicycle. This is on the other side of the road. There's the dirt road there that I was ripping down. And you know, you can see the area is very, very empty. And off in the distance where you can see kind of a handful of rigs down there, that's the really busy area that we just saw. So, you know, there's a great shot of the whole side of the road, pretty empty. Now this flight here, this was on December 8th. So another, you know, this is almost 5 weeks later than the one that we just saw. So I'm shooting down same area, the other side of the road. You know, it has changed. There's still not a lot of folks out there, but, you know, people are starting to come in. That's, you know, getting into the second week of December here. So a little bit more people, but still not a lot of people, especially on our side of the road. Now here we are, this is December 22nd. This is right before Christmas. And you can definitely see that through the month of December, the area has started to fill up even more. So our side of the road, there's a spattering of rigs up there now. And then the other side of the road, you can definitely start to see a lot more people pulling in over there. You know, there's that dirt road that we were just driving down. And off in the distance, you can definitely see more rigs, but, you know, still a lot of open space out there. And now this here, this I just shot on January 1st, on New Year's Day. And off in the distance, that's that large group that we were just looking at. So the other area, the other parts of the area, what you're seeing here really hasn't changed much. Just down at that distant mile marker down there, that's the biggest change that we see here. So the, you know, the area has filled, but really only in that one section has really filled up. So interesting to see this, you know, over the weeks. And I'm going to do this again when we come out here, just to track it from the air. And here we go, pulling back into camp. I'm riding the bicycle, and man, the camera just smooths out all the bumps, because this, you know, it's not as smooth as it looks. It looks like I'm flying, but that's a camera mounted to my handlebars. And there's my welcoming committee right there. There's my boy. Okay. Are you sniffing? Huh. I went and did laundry yesterday and forgot to wash this jacket and my green one that's like this. Because this one, it needs a wash, let me put it that way. This is a very, very light tan jacket. And it has, you probably can't see it in the video, but it's got all kinds of debris and... All right, I'm treating myself today. I'm gonna take a shower in town at the laundromat. So these are $11, and you get 20 minutes in the shower, is what they say. So I've never like had them come and knock on the door and say I'm taking too long or anything like that. They clean them after each use. They leave towels in here if you want them. Garbage, soap and shampoo, full-length mirror. I don't know if you can read my shirt. Mom gave me this shirt. Battle scars on it that need to be washed off. I'll share a secret. I've never washed it since I owned it. Mom tried to get me to let her wash it when we were back in New York, and I'm like, no, it doesn't need to be washed. If she asked me today, I would let her wash it because it definitely needs to be washed. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for being here with us. I hope you enjoyed the video. We've got a bunch of little things I've been working on the rig. I will have the video coming up soon showing you my Starlink installation. It turned out to be, you know, not a big project, but a lot of little pieces that all needed to be done just right. So I took my time on it, and I think it's going to end up being really nice and functional. Again, Happy New Year to everybody. Happy 2025. I hope this year turns out to be just that much better than last year. Everyone take care. Be safe, and we'll see you again real soon. Right? That's my boy. He's so funny. Oh.